After we made contact with the engineers, the Prometheus was destroyed. All hands were lost, but I escaped with Elizabeth in one of their ships. I was badly injured on our mission. She put me back together. I'd never experienced such compassion. Certainly not from Mr. Wayland, or from any human. We were able to activate their ship and set course for their homeworld. We were finally going to meet our creators. And then I was alone again. I learned of their ways and awaited our arrival.
9 billion names of pod.
From Atlanta,
The city that enjoyed BJ last night.
it's the 9 Billion Names of Pod with Dan Bowman and Michael Reed. I'm Dan Bowman.
I'm friends with Davey, who just left the Navy.
So, let's talk about some stuff.
Sorry, I need to look like Anakin post Jedi getting my helmet taken off.
Okay.
With my little harmonica right up there, right up there in my helmet.
So, over the last, what the hell's it been, a year and a half, they've been building a new baseball stadium here in Atlanta. Well, outside of Atlanta, basically, in Marietta, Cumberland area.
Yeah.
Which I moved away from as fast as possible.
Yeah, you were pretty much, you could have spit on home plate from where you were.
Yeah, we were a mile and a half from it.
Yeah.
Maybe 2.
Flee!
It was bad. I mean, it was bad a year ago when all the construction started.
Well, and of course now that 85 is a huge shitstorm.
Atlanta's kind of falling apart, guys. Just keep it so you know.
I mean, we've got bridges catching on fire and falling down.
Yep.
We've got sinkholes, but wait, we also have buckling.
Yeah.
So it's like you can either have an impromptu ramp that shoots you into the air or sends you down into this massive pit that opened up. So, I blame the gays.
Yeah.
Once they got equal rights, then all of a sudden God went, all right, well, you're too far inland for me to hit you with a hurricane.
Yeah,
So-
those are coming.
So we're going to get you some gay sinkholes and some gay buckling, and, it's just gay.
But at least we have 2 new stadiums here in Atlanta.
Because, because we've got, stadium envy from others.
Well, the other one, our old one, is only, 16 years old or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, I'm surprised it even stands up on its own.
Right.
Good Lord.
But, so was it last night? Was the first concert there?
Last night was the very first. What was it officially called? Is it the?
It's SunTrust Park.
SunTrust Park.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's better. Better choice than I don't know. Trump Enterprises Park.
Well, luckily, yes.
Other.
And I was wondering because we the attraction that I work for and my actual presentation that we work for is actually sponsored by SunTrust. So I was wondering if we were like, hey, we'll get some tickets out of it. We haven't got anything out of it.
Oh, really? No.
You never know.
It's in its infancy right now. So
Right.
So once the grift and the bribes and the stuff and all settle into place, then
Yeah,
I'm
it was a
sure-
bit of a closed door meeting. By the way, we're moving the stadium up to Marietta, and everyone in Atlanta went,
What?
"What?"
So it's not the Atlanta Braves anymore? It's
Yeah,
the
it's the
Cobb
County
County. It's the Marietta
Braves,
Braves.
Marietta.
Well, yeah.
So yeah, and I heard the very opening night the traffic was not that bad. One of the guys I work with,
Well, because they did a test run with only season ticket holders.
right? Oh, is that
So
what
it
was?
wasn't a full capacity,
Right.
crowd, just to kind of, and I'm surprised they had the smarts to even do that,
Yeah.
to kind of try to run it in before they open it up officially to the public. Because you figure if there's going to be problems, your season ticket holders like, I'm there. All right, I'm with you. Okay, this is a problem. We'll be fine. We're not going to, trash you on social media and all that other stuff. We understand.
Right.
Whereas the general public, I mean, you cause them 1 minute of delay and all of a sudden it's, big go on whatever the stadium equivalent of Yelp rating is. And
Yeah.
Worst stadium ever.
Right.
Which, of course, they don't have a pedestrian bridge anymore, so you have to walk like an extra mile and a half.
Honestly, I mean, having lived in that area, and they basically stuck it in between, like across from a mall and another convention center behind like the highway, and it's like, I don't know where the parking is.
Now they did a similar thing in San Diego with Petco Park.
Yeah.
Remember Petco? With a little wasn't it? Oh no, that was Pets.com.
With the little puppet?
Yeah, that was Pets.com. What the hell is Petco?
Petco? No, it's a pet store.
Is
there's one right by my mom's house.
Is there really?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
All right, whatever.
But
it's down, it's down by the San Diego Convention Center in downtown, and that's my old stomping ground. And unless they completely razzed the meatpacking district and scooped a lot of shit out, I don't know where they put it.
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, obviously they did because it's there. I've seen pictures, but I haven't been on the ground and going, oh, all that old turn of the century architecture that everyone loved. They just said, fuck it, sports.
Yeah.
So
Money.
yeah. How many times do they get a bond together? It's like, all right, we're getting a Philharmonic, motherfuckers. Yeah, we're gonna razz all this bullshit and get in a, no, that never happens. It's only for sports.
The only thing, well, I will say they did open up the Cobb Energy Center, and that was more of a venue. That is more, the Atlanta that was taken up. So we got a little bit of something.
That's the big. Oh, Fox. Go fuck yourself. We're gonna do this.
Yeah,
up here
and
now.
we kind of horked the Atlanta Ballet, and we got some touring shows, and we've been there a bunch of times. Actually, I have two of my friends are like two of the tech dude, like the tech director
Benjamin Tilley,
and Mr. John Summers, and actually Michael Wolmer are all tech sound light.
So
dudes.
why aren't we up to our fucking chin in comps and free tickets, huh? What's up with that? Where's all that love? I'm
It's on.
Oh, that's right. Ben has other friends than just us.
Right, and it's his job to not give tickets.
Yeah, exactly. It's like everyone gets one, maybe a year.
Yeah, I've never.
So choose your show wisely.
I've never even asked.
No.
But so I guess last night Billy Joel played at
good old BJ
SunTrust Park.
Yep.
And the only review I read was our friend Googie, who said it took him an hour and a half to get out of the parking deck.
Yeah.
So, something to that, or 2 hours to get home from Marietta, which it would be a 20-minute drive from there.
Yeah. And of course, you factor in a certain amount of
Traffic, yes.
But you're highly sensitive because this is, a new thing and they haven't quite got their shit together. And
Well, again, just being over there and looking at it logistically, I was like, I don't know where all these cars are going to go and how they're going to get here and where they're going to be, and having a parking deck for.
So you look at the space and go, all right, I can see where you could fit a stadium. And where will the cars go?
Right. Last summer, we just on a whim in the last couple of weeks went and saw a Braves game at Turner Field, and I remember we were meeting friends of Courtney's somewhere and in the parking lot, and I remember just looking around at the miles and miles of parking lots. I was like, yeah, that's going to be a disaster. I'm glad we moved.
Where are you going to fit this?
Yes, yeah. But
anyway,
they did.
So that's highways falling apart, stadiums coming up, Billy Joel's in town singing.
Who else was in town yesterday?
Crap Weasel Deluxe.
Yeah, we.
Let's talk about that motherfucker, shall we? Today, as we are recording it, it is his 100th day.
Is it today?
And we all remember the contract of 10 items that he was going to accomplish.
Right.
By his 100 days, and he has done exactly none of them. With an asterisk, one did get done, but he didn't do it. This was the appointment of Neil Gorsuch to the Supreme Court.
Yeah,
he appointed it, but the Senate had to eliminate the filibuster.
Yes,
to get it through, because otherwise they didn't have the votes. So really, that's Mitch McConnell's, who decided to change the rules of the Senate. That's his accomplishment. Because if
Right.
he said, no, I'm not going to degrade the Senate down to get this done, he goes, oh, no, I'll degrade the fuck out of the Senate.
Yeah.
So basically now, I hope for the long life of every liberal or moderate on the Supreme Court, at least until Trump is out of office or impeached.
Yeah.
Because, oh dear God, say goodbye to your birth control, say goodbye to having abortion as an available choice.
Yeah.
You know, see, it's the thing. I am pro-life and pro-choice in that.
I agree.
Me personally, I don't think I would say.
I don't think I could
Hey,
do it."
honey, let's go get. You know, that's just me. I mean, you know, it's like, let's have the kid, and you know, but I sure as hell wouldn't tell anybody else what to do with their body.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, no invisible sky god or whatever is telling. Just no. So I just.
But Michael.
Yes.
No one knew how hard it was going to be
Oh
to
God,
be president.
that's the quote. I miss my old life. I mean, I like to work, but I didn't realize how
100 days. 100 days,
days.
and he's saying that.
You know, I have a friend. His name is Arian. Not just you're thinking, huh? I'm going. No,
I'm not thinking that at all.
I'm thinking opposite of this.
The irony of it is
the
funny.
irony. Yeah, exactly. It's like exactly. It's you know, it's like calling I don't know, Jimmy Stewart wife beater. So it has, you know, nothing to do with that. His name is Arian, and it has nothing to do with anything like that.
Yeah.
But he said that one of the best possible outcomes is that it's going to be so awful for a short period of time that the electorate is going to swing way the hell back to the Democrat side, away from the Republicans.
Yeah, in the midterms, yeah.
In the midterms and also in 2020. Now we already have a little taste of that because in national politics, a lot of people know who Newt Gingrich is.
Yes.
The guy who marries someone and then fucks somebody else and then divorces them while they're sick and then does it a second time and basically tries to grift all the stupid meatheads out there to get money out of them so he can give them awards. But we won't get into that. His district is the Georgia 6th. That's his district. A district that has been in Republican hands solidly by double digits multiple times since the 70s. The Democrats have not even had a chance. We just had a special election to fill that seat because the rancid Cheeto appointed the person currently holding that position, Tom Price, to was it Health and Human Services?
Something like that, yeah.
You know, so and he hates Obamacare, so that's good.
That'll work out well.
And in a race where there was something like 17 Republicans and I think about maybe 5 Democrats, one Democrat got 48.5% of the vote, which is 1.6% away from winning it outright. Yeah. Because if anyone got 50%, that's it. There's no runoff. Now there's a runoff.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned just for the fact that was it Karen Handel?
Karen Handel is the one,
She got a lot of the percentage, but it's just the two of them now, right?
It's just the two of them.
So there's not 11 other Republicans.
Correct. But I looked at the math, and it's pretty much almost a dead heat with the advantage going to Ossoff.
Okay.
I honestly think he's going to pull this out, and if he doesn't, it's going to be very, very, very close.
And what kind of shady shit are they going to pull to ensure that he doesn't?
They already showed footage of him in his younger years cosplaying
Han Solo.
It was at Han Solo.
It was Han Solo.
And I was like, you do understand that Dragon Con happens in Atlanta. Why would you show that?
65 to 80,000 people show up here.
Yeah.
Every year.
Yeah.
To do that.
To cosplay as Han Solo and other characters from Star Wars and
Oh dear.
Dear. I think they realize that, and of course they're making a big deal out of the fact that he doesn't technically live in the district, which is true. But I will say two things. One, let's take a poll of the other members of the House that don't technically live in their district.
Yep.
there's quite a few of them.
Yes.
And the reason he's not in his district, he's 1.5 miles south, is because his girlfriend goes to Emory. And they live together. And he doesn't want her to have to make a huge commute. They live in a place where she can get up and go to school, like walk across the street.
See, they don't say that kind of stuff, and they
wow.
should. That's
Well, because then it's like, oh, you're living with your girlfriend. Well, obviously Satan is in the mix there because
it's not 2017.
yeah. So anyway, so that's but yes, the 100 days, colossal, just colossal. I can't even just. Shit wagon, shit train.
It is pretty amazing.
I can't think of one good thing. I can't think of a single.
No.
I mean, even with Bush, every once in a while you go, oh, all right, I was expecting to get, punched in the throat, and you just kind of pinch my cheek. All right, thanks, Bush.
Right.
Not too bad.
And
right.
he, to give him credit, which is baffling that would ever happen.
I know.
It's amazing that he's like a decent sounding board now.
We're missing the days of W. It's like, oh my God.
Dear George, sorry about all that.
Yeah, remember those billboards that said "Miss me yet" during Obama, and it was like, no, we don't.
Yeah.
Now, oh yeah, we miss you now.
Yeah.
I'd take another 8 years of Bush over Trump any day of the week.
Yeah, he. I forgot what I was going with that. But yeah, the 100-day colossal, just baffling. Nothing. It's not even that nothing he's done has been effective or he hasn't accomplished anything. It's almost everything he's done has been met with backlash and protest, and not just
right.
Not just
well, a large part of it is the fact that the people that he needs, the infrastructure that you need to have an effective government, he hasn't filled 90% of the positions. He thought everyone that was, if you're a career civil servant, you serve under Democrats, you serve under Republicans, you serve under whoever is in office. Your job is to do the best you can for whoever is in the White House.
Right.
The Republicans have got it in their head that Obama, in his 8 years, created what they're calling the deep state. And they've corrupted all these people who have spent 20, 30 years, and they're all on Obama's side, and they're secretly sabotaging them. So they're firing them. They're getting rid of them. And they're bringing in these motherfuckers who don't know shit. It's like the people that they are bringing in are rampantly incompetent.
It's hilarious because of what you just said.
What?
These people who have been around for 20 to 30 years
yes.
are loyal to Obama.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
The math just doesn't even work.
Exactly. He 8 years. They were around, they've been in there for 22 years, and then all of a sudden the magic president shows up.
Right.
And you are now under my control forever.
Because there weren't 16 years of Republicans in that time.
Exactly. Exactly. So, and of course now the job numbers have come up and they're flat, and our GDP is at 0.7 when he said, I'm going to get it up to, he was touting all the great numbers. That was right after he got inaugurated.
Yeah.
It's like, your time doesn't start until later. That's still Obama's numbers.
Right.
And they've cratered.
And here's the thing about it, or at least from my perspective, the 100 days thing is...
it's bullshit.
It's bullshit. It's arbitrary. And, even the things Obama said, he didn't accomplish his things.
He did accomplish quite a bit in the first 100 days. Legislative successes. Now, of course, to give him, I guess, credit or an asterisk on that, he had the House and the Senate.
Exactly.
So, but then again, so does Trump.
But my point is that it is, it is almost unfair to hold him to that standard, except for the fact that was his fucking platform.
Exactly.
That's
what
he was going to do.
It's the hubris. It's that I'm going to build that wall with my own.
That's more offensive than the incompetence, to be honest.
Is that, hey, you tried and you failed. Good shot.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I am the best. I'm the only one who can fix it, and I'll do it in the first 100 days. hey, last time I checked, ISIS is still, I don't know, on my street ready to kill me. Isn't that how it works?
Evidently, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
That's what we've heard,
and the gays are converting me.
Right.
I feel the urge for a dick right now. I don't understand. Oh, my God, Trump, how can you do this?
And this is the second time he's also, because he said, well, who knew healthcare would be so complicated?
Everybody! Everybody but you.
Yeah.
It's like the Republicans the day before they had to put up or shut up on healthcare. They just got together at the back of a restaurant, turned over a napkin, and went, no, that doesn't fuck over enough poor people. Okay.
Yeah, they did their homework on the way on the bus.
Exactly. Well, same thing with the tax thing that he just said. We're going to have 3 tax rates. Like, remember those 2 pages of your tax returns that got leaked out? Based on that, your new tax plan would save you about $30 million a year.
Yeah.
Just based on that year. So,
well, his quote was, "I'll be paying way more than I have been."
Oh, because the deductions will be gone.
Deductions.
Well, I didn't see that on the sheet.
Also, didn't you say you didn't pay taxes because you were smart a couple months ago because of you took a $90 billion loss on a hotel or something?
He's a narcissistic gas bag who's I just. You know why where he is today? Not at the was it the press the correspondence dinner?
Oh, is that tonight?
He's doing a rally.
Of course.
We get it. You fucking won.
That's
Granted,
the thing.
It was by about 70,000 votes in 3 states that got you the electoral votes. Hillary Clinton got about 3 million more, but okay. Yeah. You won it fair and square. That's our system. Good, bad, or indifferent. That's our system, and you won it.
But he also said
let it go.
He also said he won by the most votes of anyone, and it's like you were 8 on the list. Obama won by more votes.
Oh well, that's what
times.
I was told. You know what? Okay, I'm telling you that you have terminal cancer and need to basically resign right now. Believe it. Just don't do any independent research.
Right.
Just believe it. And by the time you realize that you don't have cancer, you'll already be out of office. Because if you're that fucking gullible, I think he just speaks straight out of his ass.
It's
and
just
then when
lazy.
someone comes back with facts, oh well, somebody else told me that.
Well, his whole life he's had people who do the work for him.
Yes, man. Yes, man. Yes, man.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh,
yes,
sure,
sir.
sure.
And, this is what's actually happening, sir, and it means this. So.
Hey, let's not make this entire episode about how just staggeringly incompetent Donald Trump is.
Our dear leader is.
Our dear leader is. Well, hey,
Well, he was here. Yeah, he was at the fucking NRA rally.
Oh, I like that. A quote from his NRA speech. Your 8 years of oppression are over. I'm sorry. What the fuck did Obama ever do to impinge on your right to have a gun? I seem to recall maybe some common sense, maybe you shouldn't
background checks.
Yeah, background checks that doesn't stop you. Maybe delays it by a couple of days. And maybe you shouldn't have, clips that hold, 400 bullets, because if that's how you hunt, you shouldn't be hunting because you're a shitty hunter.
Yeah, you're not very good.
And there's not too many animals out there that are wearing bulletproof vests where you need cop-killing, armor-piercing bullets. So that's the oppression of Obama.
Well, I mean, Wyoming is full of stegosauruses. So
well, of course, you basically need a bazooka to take
right,
one of
exactly.
them down.
So
Wyoming, which also has a special election coming up,
does it?
And it might go to the Democrats.
Yeah, the cards are going to start falling down.
Well, in Wyoming, I think it's Wyoming. It may be Montana, but I'm pretty sure it's Wyoming. They had an election, and the guy died before the election, and they had to reprint the ballots. So there was a lot of money spent on that. And now that there's a special election, they said, you know what? Let's not go through all that. Let's just send everyone mail-in ballots, because it'll save $300,000. And the Republican Party went, no, that will increase turnout, and that doesn't help us. So we want you to spend the $300,000 that you don't have, go into deficit, because if you do mail-in mail ballots, people will just easily fill it out, turn it in, and more Democrats might vote.
Yeah.
And then we'll lose the seat.
Yeah.
Yeah. more people voting.
It's
Republicans don't like that.
yeah, because of democracy,
Because of democracy. So don't let anybody ever tell you
voter oppression, and gerrymandering.
oh
It's-
no, that's all in your mind. That never happens. Personally, I think that at least for federal elections, and a lot of times the local and state and county tack on to that because as long as you're already doing it, federal elections should take 2 days and should be on a weekend. Vote Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
So people can actually vote.
Well, also, like I've always said, the parliamentary elections in Britain are they're
The whole campaign is like I think
6 weeks.
Yeah,
6 to 8 weeks.
and you're
long.
not allowed to
campaign.
do stuff before then.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you can announce or something like that, but as far as buying ad time and going out and having events and all that
none
kind
of this
stuff,
22 months ahead
yeah.
bullshit.
Oh my god, I know. After was elected, they're already talking about contenders for 2020. I said, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear anything about 2020 until after the midterms in 2018.
Well, fucking do the job first.
Yeah.
Don't. The election is not your. You won this one. Don't worry about the next one. Do something to keep it. So
I guess what I'm saying is, Republicans are awful, and Democrats are
they're
less
pretty awful.
They're less awful, in my opinion. They're less awful.
they're less. Yeah.
They're less awful.
That's about the best. Yeah. I can totally agree.
I mean,
100%.
under Republicans, it's all God's guns and Jesus, and under Democrats, it's all health care and abortion on demand and all that other stuff. Somewhere the truth lies in the middle of all that.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's take a cleansing breath. Hey, Roger Waters has a new thing.
Yes.
Smell the Roses, the first single off the new Roger Waters album, coming a couple months. It's called "Is This the Life We Really Want?" I believe. First album in 25 freaking years.
Wow.
He's done a couple of little songs here and there for the causes of the Palestinians.
Right.
He's one of those people that doesn't believe that everything that happens in Israel is 100% perfect, and the Palestinians are 100% evil.
Right.
So he sees both sides of it and gets a lot of crap for it.
That's such a tough. I don't.
I think we can all agree, at least between the two of us, like Israel, right to exist, totally awesome, Israel all the way. Just because they're Israel doesn't mean everything they do is 100% perfect and honorable, but just like in America.
But it's also not 100% wrong and evil. So
No, of course not. Of course not. I mean, that's why I get so upset at people, if you don't like what America does, I love America so much that I want it to be better and stop doing this dumb crap, so.
My favorite quote, it was one of Matt Meyer, one of the hosts on the Nerdist podcast. He said, "Canada, all of the ideals of America implemented properly."
If they just legalize pot.
Yeah.
And watch that social experiment go completely fine with no problems. And down here, they'll still find people like Jeff Sessions saying pot is only slightly less worse than heroin.
Yeah.
Because how many people do you know that are just totally strung out on pot?
Oh, yeah. They're littered in the streets.
Oh, of course. Just sitting there in the gutter, just looking up going,
But Roger Waters.
I'm sorry. I should have started with something less directly connected to politics.
No.
Because Roger is very politically active.
Yes.
Massively.
That one, I am... the one video, I think you...
The fuck Trump video?
I mean...
He played a gig down in South America. I can't remember exactly.
Sao Paulo or something.
Was it Sao Paulo or Mexico City? And it basically was...
He took his stage show, and if you've ever seen The Wall, his stage show, it's all video, it's amazing. And he's... The Wall is a political piece to begin with. It's an anti-war piece, kind of.
No, I beg to differ.
Okay.
It started out as a person's alienation against society. Now, he has retooled it because he's happier now.
Yeah.
Because back then, he was a miserable motherfucker.
Well, yeah.
And that's where The Wall came out of. But he has kind of retooled it when he took it back out on the road. the seeds
Yeah.
of that started when the wall came down, and he had the Wall in Berlin concert in '90.
Yep.
It kind of took on more of a political slant as opposed to
Okay.
the story of Pink and how his wife and his bandmates
And his father
the
dying
father
in the war,
and the mother and all that other
you
kind
know.
of stuff, and took it wider to a more global perspective
Right.
about politics and how it's people against themselves in society rather than one, narcissistic artist against himself.
Right.
And the Wall show, I could talk about that for decades. My God, I don't think I've ever seen a better live show than The Wall.
Right.
Just from a technical standpoint.
We went and saw the movie.
Right.
There's I guess it's a DVD, but they showed it in movie
Yeah, they did.
theaters when I
They
did
did
Fathom
that.
events.
Yeah.
And that was amazing. So I can only imagine being there.
Staggering. I mean,
Yeah.
an actual plane flies through the arena and crashes into the wall.
Right.
A fucking plane
Yeah.
in the arena. The puppets, the projection.
The projections alone were the mapping was unbelievable. But I don't remember what tune it was that he retooled for.
I want to say it was.
Another Brick in the Wall.
No. It was from Animals. I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah.
Was it Sheep?
It was probably Sheep. Yeah.
Sheep.
But he.
Maybe not. Yeah. But basically,
all the animations were
Fuck
of
Trump.
and it was rough.
him with
it
lipstick, him in a brassiere.
it was bashing, brutal, no holes.
And
barred.
we're gonna go see him in July.
Yeah,
I think we're gonna go see him
yeah.
in July. So I'm eagerly. I think this will be the third time for me seeing him. I think second time for you because we went and saw him once before.
We saw the
Dark
Side
Side
of the Moon.
tour.
Yeah. So that'll be my second time seeing him.
Which people said, why is he touring there? Like, I don't know. He just wrote all the lyrics and all but maybe 2 or 3 of the songs.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Dark Side is pretty much it's Roger. I'd say 65 to 70%.
Right.
So
And
anyway,
the new single, it's very interesting. Okay, there's a parallel here that's very, very interesting because what's today? Saturday. Yesterday, the new Jonathan Colton album came out. Okay, and Jonathan Colton's an artist I really like. He's kind of a folky rock guy, and he plays very geeky bent. Like he has songs about robots and stuff. And his last album was produced by John Flansburgh from They Might Be Giants, and it was a little less of that and more of a rock album, and it's really good. I really enjoy it. His new album came out yesterday, and I listened to it while I was driving around today, and I was a little disappointed.
was it really political?
No, not at all. It was very derivative. Like his structure and his keys and his movements, almost every song on it, I've heard on other songs of his. And I was like, oh, I'm not digging this. Now,
This is kind of like remember back in the day when Cameo had
Word Up?
Mm-hmm. The first song off their follow-up album, I can't remember the name of it or the song because it was so dreadful, was literally Word Up with different lyrics.
Yeah.
That is it. I mean, straight up, not like, all right, we're going to do something in the same vein. No, we're doing the exact same song.
there's a lot of bands have done that. Creed was like that. Everything was that. There are bands who have successfully done that as well, whereas like Alice in Chains, everything sounds the same, but it's because it sounds like Alice in Chains,
Right.
Because they are so unique, but it's not all the same song.
They're operating in the same sphere as opposed to in the same song.
Right. Now, why I say parallel is I'm listening to the Jonathan Colton, and I was like, this sounds like this sounds like that, and I'm a little disheartened by it. And you just played me the new Roger Waters, and I hear elements of Pigman and Pigs on the Wing and
not Pigs on the Wing.
Not Pigs on the Wing, but Pigs and Welcome to the Machine and bits and pieces. But it works.
It works, and because it's a Roger Waters album, pulling one song out, it depends on whether he's doing a concept album like Pros and Cons and Radio Chaos, or whether he's doing a collection of songs like that horrible piece of crap called Amused to Death, which I hate. And I love Roger Waters. I actually, it occurred to me some years ago, like, yeah, why do I never listen to that? I don't remember really liking it, but how could that be? It's Roger Waters.
Yep.
I put it back in. The album made me angry because it's like, I know you're a fucking genius, and you just fell asleep on that record.
Okay.
I hated it. This first single, very much in the in
that era of Pink Floyd,
in the mid to late 70s vibe of no, what was it? Not mid. I would say Wish You Were Here was 77 and Animals was 78, something like that. So like late-ish 70s.
right?
Pink Floyd feel, which is fine. And the producer on this one, he didn't pull back some of his old Pink Floyd people like was it Cayman and a couple others. You got Nigel Godrich, who does all of Radiohead stuff. So part of me goes, yay, because we've talked about this. I acknowledge that Radiohead, they're geniuses. I am not smart enough to comprehend or enjoy their music.
I don't get it. Yeah, I don't get it.
There's about maybe 5 songs that I have on my iPod, which are really great.
Yeah.
One of them is not Creep, by the way.
Right.
You know, they've got some good, but
but they're songs. That's what it is.
Well, yes, because I mean, I don't necessarily need verse, chorus, verse. But I need to have some concept of, I don't want to be in the Wonkavator or whatever thing and just going left, right. What the fuck
Where
is going
are we?
I mean,
I'm a fucking musician and I can't follow some of
exactly.
that stuff. I was like, I don't know what they're doing.
They're doing jazz while we're playing on a toy piano.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's fine. So we'll see. I mean, when the album comes out, I'm going to be very keen to sit down. And I almost never do this with albums. I just kind of listen to them as I'm going about my life. But I will sit down with headphones and do nothing but listen to the Roger Waters.
Because that's what that's meant for.
Exactly. Yeah. This isn't the new Katy Perry where it's all, this is something where the lyrics and the soundscape mean something, which is probably what I should do with Radiohead. I just don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Well, Roger Waters, and especially that era of Pink Floyd, I mean, that was what those albums were for, was to sit with headphones and just get lost in them, like you said.
Yeah.
But you also said something, I think the Jonathan Colton album is supposed to be a concept record as well. I think it has a storyline. Actually, I know it does because he put out a companion graphic novel to it. And I may have to go and check, because I got it off iTunes. I got to go. I'll check and see if the digital booklet has the storyline. Maybe that'll bring it up for me. But
thing is that an album should be able to stand on its own without having to be. It may expand your enjoyment of the music,
right?
But at the basis of it, if you listen to Tommy or The Wall, just go, I don't know, I need to read the book to no, The Wall, you don't need to know a goddamn thing because it's genius all the way through. And if you read more about it, then you'll
get more out of it.
Right? There's no companion book to it. It's just, but if you learn more about, or actually sit down and look at the lyrics and think about them, you might get more understanding and make connections where you didn't necessarily before. Mm-hmm. But it's got to stand on its own.
I agree. I agree.
And even the master, the originator of the rock opera, fails every once in a while. Can we recall Psychoderelict by Pete Townsend?
Yeah.
That did not work.
No.
Did not work. It didn't work so much that he had to re-release the album as just a song cycle as opposed to a rock opera thing. Just the songs, not the dialogue and all the other stuff that's in there. I'm like, all right, you got a little ambitious. It didn't work, and you salvaged what you could and put out just the songs.
Well, I do agree but I respect and enjoy Colton enough to want to go in.
Oh,
and see.
Of course.
I want to see what he was thinking and why, because it's like, I'm upset.
Right. Well, in this day and age, you've got to respect and love an artist to give them more than to even give them a first listen. Let alone, there's so much stuff out there.
There's too much.
We're all adults and got other shit to do with our lives, and to give something multiple listens and study and delve in it, you got to love them.
Yeah.
And if you don't, let's let's move on to something else of somewhat interest. Apparently, there's going to be a new Labyrinth film.
Okay, I've heard bits and like rumors of such things.
It's official.
Okay.
It's going to happen. It is not a remake.
Okay.
And it is not a sequel.
Okay. Is it the world? Or
it is the world.
Okay.
It is Prometheus to Aliens.
Okay.
In other words, it happens in the same universe. It is not connected.
Okay.
Now, there may be, because, 99% of the characters were puppets, you may see some puppets that you saw in the first one
sure
show
you
up.
will, yeah.
But, obviously you're not going to get the Goblin King.
Right.
You may get Goblin King Jr. Who knows what they're going to do, but they're not trying to continue the story. I always thought it would be interesting if you got Connolly and Bowie to have it come back to where her son is taken by the Goblin King or something like that as a sequel. Might be interesting.
Or, do it now and have her be the Goblin Queen or something to that.
Who knows what but if you don't have those two key players, and really Henson, you got to have Henson.
Well, that was my question. Is it Henson, and is it the Froud family as well? The designers who did all the artwork.
That was not discussed.
Okay, because
now, I can say this, that the director and writer that are going to tackle this, they're going to tackle it in the fall when they start pre-production, because right now they're in the middle of another film project.
Okay.
It's called The Girl in the Spider's Web.
Okay.
The sequel.
Well, here's
or not the sequel, the second of the Dragon Tattoo trilogy.
Movies. Here's the thing. That's not the second book.
The American trilogy. They're doing the American trilogy. They're taking the
That's not the trilogy.
No, they're doing, an American trilogy.
Right.
They're doing the movies in the order they want to do in America, English language.
But what I was going to say is The Girl in the Spider's Web is the posthumous novel that was not written by Stieg Larsson.
I thought he started it and got finished by somebody else.
Something to that effect, but it wasn't completed by him.
Right.
And the fact that they did the first book, didn't do the other two, and are jumping to this, I don't follow.
Americans, what are you going to do?
I get that, and they're going to recast.
They're recasting everything.
It's not going to be Rooney Mara. It's not going to
be Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
So, okay, if you recast every single film, I could see that as a trope to use.
Well, again,
I thought the first one was okay. It was fine.
I read all three of those books.
Yeah.
The first book is unbelievable. It is. You cannot put it down. It's amazing. The other books get a little bogged
Dan,
down.
I'm looking at your hands. They are empty of a book. So
because I finished it. That's why.
And then you put it down.
And then I put it down.
All right, my joke is concluded. Please move on.
So to jump to this book that I don't know how many of the fans read.
It might be a rights issue. We can't get the other two, so we can only get at this one. Who knows?
Again, yeah, I know. I'm not trying to.
What I'm getting at is that the team that is working on a Stieg Larsson adaptation is going to go jump.
Okay.
So that tells me, okay, that could be interesting.
Interesting, yeah.
The gentleman who did Pan's Labyrinth, why don't I know?
Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah. I would really kind of like to see him take a stab at a Labyrinth film, but it might be too creepy and not kid friendly.
That's the thing. People are always trying to say, "Oh, I'd love to see." Like there was rumors of him doing. He was supposed to do The Hobbit, first Hobbit movie, and Guillermo's a brilliant director, but I don't know if he could do. I mean, I'm sure he could, but his thing is doing his thing,
right?
And I don't think we need him to do anything other than his thing because his things are brilliant.
But if he makes his thing Labyrinth, it could be, But like I said, Labyrinth was made for your, let's say, 8 to 14-year-olds back in the day. Just because those 8 to 14-year-olds are now in their, 30s, 40s, 50s, whatever, let's make another Labyrinth film. Let's make it for the kids, and if the adults like it too, great.
Well, I just remember at DragonCon last year, Brian Henson was there, and people always ask him about that. He did remember, were you there at the one panel he did about Labyrinth? He just showed clips and told stories about making the movie.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was great. He was talking about all behind the scenes stuff because he was the voice of, I want to say Hoggle. He was the voice of something when he was a kid. He was I might be mistaken on that, but he was 18, 19 years old or however old, maybe even younger, and his dad brought him in to do something, and they kept the voice, and he was saying, like, people were saying, oh, are we going to get another Labyrinth film? That was the question everybody asked, and he was like, well, I don't know, we kind of, and he said if we do, we want to do it with the Froud family because they did all, the paintings that it was all based on, so I don't know.
I still would just, even if they did it as a joke for like a DVD extra, to have Jennifer Connelly goes back, I need you, just like she did as a kid, and all of a sudden her adult bedroom pops alive with all the things like, oh my god,
yeah.
You got your dolly, you got your little dolly, look at your little dolly right there. Oh, isn't that really, I'm a 45-year-old woman. Ooh, what's this? Put that back in the bedstand. Yeah, that'd be interesting. So we'll see. They're apparently going to start pre-production in the fall. We'll see what happens, It's not going to destroy the original. It's not going to shit all over the memory of David Bowie. It's just continuing the universe. Even if it was a direct remake, I'd be like, okay.
Well, I'm glad it's not.
Why do it?
There's no reason.
Yeah, well, you know what I've always said. Remake the films that had great promise, but they didn't quite get it right.
Yeah.
Do those films. Don't remake the masterpieces. And let's face it, a few problems I have with it aside, Labyrinth is pretty much a masterpiece.
It's a great movie, yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to something else that's coming back. Mm-hmm. They're doing another series of the X-Files.
I heard that, yeah.
Hey, maybe that truth will finally be found. I will give them this last series here. They got to wrap up this mythology. Because I know as soon as they wrap up the mythology, then there's no reason really to do any other episodes. Yeah. And, and there were some great episodes with, I can't remember his name, from Flight of the Conchords.
Jermaine Clement.
No, not one of the Conchords. It's their manager.
Oh, Rhys Darby. Yeah.
Rhys Darby.
Yeah.
His
was
episode
great.
in that was
hilarious.
As soon as you realize the conceit of that episode, you're like, that's amazing. Yeah. I thought that was very clever.
It was.
But part of me went, all right, enough. Let's get back to the bees, the aliens, the mystery
Make
babies.
it work somehow.
Just,
that it all lines up finally.
Yeah, because at a certain point, I don't want one of the two main characters to go, or actors to go, I don't want to do it anymore. And you're like, but we need to. I have the ending. You're like, no.
You mean like they did the first time around? Where they both kind of fucked off for a while.
Yeah, I just, and then they did that film that had nothing to do with the mythology at all. Why?
Yeah. And the one film that they did have to do with the mythology didn't clear anything up at all.
Well, the series was still on at that point.
Right. But I mean, now there's bees involved, and I don't understand.
Bees and aliens. And
I enjoyed the reboot.
It was great.
It was great.
It was just like, all right, now we're going to get to some stuff, some serious stuff. All right. Oh, it's over, and we're not
any closer.
We're not, I mean, we're closer to where we thought we would be before, but guess what? Now that we're at the end is now another 100 yards further away. You're like, oh.
Well, this was successful, so now they have to keep going.
Yeah, they're going to keep going until it's not successful, and then we don't get the end of the damn story.
Right.
So, I mean, that's why I'm waiting. I mean, Sigourney Weaver's getting up there. Let's go ahead and get Ripley's Tale officially closed up, because did you see the Stephen Colbert thing that she did?
No.
She did a piece on Colbert, reprising her role as Ripley.
Okay.
And saying that, there's a monster in me, you got to get it out. And Stephen was like a sassy, like, intake person at a hospital, like, you got to wait your turn. It was okay.
Yeah.
It was fun, But I looked really hard, like, she could still do Ripley, but it's getting towards Harrison Ford territory.
Yeah.
Where, like, I could still see Indy, but you're really pushing it.
But how do you do that? Because she died many.
No.
ways and time.
There's Alien and there's Aliens. I completely reject. We've talked about this. I reject the existence of Alien 3
Yeah.
and Alien 4 or Alien was Resurrection.
Yeah.
That can still exist way in the future.
Yeah, which is when it was. It
Exactly.
was a couple hundred years in the future.
So let's give Ripley the film that she really needs to wrap up her storyline properly and be done with it.
Well, speaking of, we just watched.
Now,
what was that?
That is apparently the prologue to the new Alien film, Covenant.
Okay, so that's Covenant. That's not the Prometheus sequel.
It is. They've switched it now. Well, because Prometheus was the name of the ship. The ship blew up.
Yeah.
So you can't really call it Prometheus 2 Electric. Oh, that's the ship's gone.
Yeah.
So that's yeah. It's Prometheus. The sequel is Alien Covenant.
Okay, but I
from-
thought this was like an Alien film, and then they were going to do the Prometheus film at a later time.
No.
So this movie will have Michael Fassbender and Naomi Rapace.
Yes and no, in that it will have Michael Fassbender, and it will kind of have Naomi Rapace. From what I understand, she is only what we saw there, that little 3-minute thing, which basically is what happens right after they take off from LV blah blah blah.
It's not 426.
Not
it's a different
426. It's another LV. After the events of Prometheus, as we got the ship. There's some narration.
To the home world.
He fixes her. Or she fixes his head.
Yep.
So that's back together, and then she goes into stasis. How long do you think it'll take for us to get there? There's no way of knowing. I'll wake you when we get there.
And they get there.
They get there, and they show him, and it looks interesting.
Yep.
Because this is definitely a civilized area.
Yeah.
There's a docking station that is very much in line
for
with the
those
design.
big horseshoe ships.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm going. So they do get to because that was my one thing. I said, I don't care what they do in the film, as long as they go to the engineer's homeworld. If they get there, I'm fine.
You don't want that as the end of the third film.
No, exactly. They got to get there to the engineer's homeworld this film.
Okay.
I'm like, we're on our way. Oh, what's over there? Let's go have an adventure on this thing. No, fuck no. Go to the engineer planet. Get that.
Prologue, baby. So they're
And that's a prologue. So from what I understand, she is not the star of the film.
Yeah. I didn't think she was in it at
my
all.
My guess is that she was going to be in it, then she wasn't, and then she's in it a little bit. I don't think she ever makes it out of that stasis pod.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Or if she does,
it didn't look that way.
She's killed immediately or something.
I think she might just be left in there.
Catherine Waterston is the female lead of that film. That's Sam Waterston's daughter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
chunk chunk. Or
yeah, yeah, exactly. So I'm keen for that. I'm down.
And that's soon, right?
Yeah, that's
May.
Let's see. I had it right here. Alien Covenant opens May 19th.
May 19th. Okay.
So
soon.
We're going.
Yes.
Just like when Guardians opens May 4th.
Yes.
We're going.
We're going.
Cinebistro. Make an evening out of it.
Perhaps.
No.
Cinebistro stresses me out, but we'll
really?
talk about it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Well, we can go wherever, as long as we see it.
Yeah.
You got to see it. Also, on a sad note, we lost Joni Cunningham.
We did, yeah.
This week, and in true douchebag style, he, being Chachi Scott Baio, not knowing what killed her, made some comment about, you do drugs and alcohol and that's what you get.
And you'll die. Yeah.
And like, hey, shitbag, she died from stage 4 cancer.
Yeah.
So.
Well, did you see all the tweets from her family?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
it's just like, don't open your mouth. I mean, we're all guilty of talking off the cuff when we really shouldn't. It happens. But man, in a high profile situation like that, especially with America, I mean, that's America's family.
Little sister.
Yeah, exactly.
And yes, she did.
Did you believe Marion Ross, Mrs. C, still alive?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. She
So,
was still acting. She still pops up as like the great grandmother on stuff all the time.
as well she should.
Yeah. But I mean, like, Erin Moran had some issues. She
had some
definitely
issues, but
demons.
that's not what killed her.
No.
He said, well, maybe the drugs and alcohol gave her cancer. Like, if that's the case, a lot of us would have cancer. So just shut the fuck up.
And it doesn't matter.
Well, and of course, Scott Baio's love of Trump and Republicans just made him, you know,
I don't know what happened.
an
there,
apostate in pop culture. You know, just Scott. But we also lost somebody else, and I'm glad. It makes me so happy.
Okay.
We lost the O'Reilly factor.
We did.
It's gone.
Yes.
Now you can spin as much as you want.
Yes.
Whee!
Yes.
We're spinning around.
break out your office chairs.
Yeah, it should be the no spinning by you zone.
Yeah.
This is the only zone where I get to spin. The rest of you stay stationary like a blade of grass as I spin around and...
Right. And also we found out this week that Alex Jones is just it's just a character. It's just a performance art, you know.
Yeah, these and of course there was the virulent anti-gay pastor that was convicted. He was actually convicted of child molestation.
Yeah.
So, you know, once again, it's the hypocrisy, people.
Yeah.
You know, if you think gays are the worst, then you better not turn out to be gay, because that's hypocrisy.
Do you remember a bunch of years ago, there was that show, I think it's called Mad Money, with that Jim Cramer guy? And
that Stewart basically just abused on the Daily Show?
Basically, like, brought him on the show and said,
here's what you said.
Yeah, you keep saying that you're like same exact situation. It's a performance. It's a character. People are losing their money because of you.
Exactly. And the thing is that Alex Jones defense of, oh no, that's just a character, that's bullshit. That is who he is. But because it works against him in court to try to have custody of his children, then
I think the only thing he's done is he hedged his bets, because if you've ever like listened, I've heard some of the stuff he says, and it's literally insane. Like,
oh yeah,
like not in touch with reality, you know, screaming about the things that they put in the water to make the frogs gay, and you know, the people being possessed by trolls, and like literal lunacy.
And Sandy Hook, those children never died.
No,
it was a
staged.
false flag to make Obama able to take away your guns.
It's all actors, yeah.
And I mean, and a bunch of parents out there going, yeah, no, they're gone.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah. So, but all he did was lose in court. He still has his show. He still has everything. And of course,
yeah. And O'Reilly's going to end up popping up on some other network. Anyway.
He's already started up a podcast.
Yeah, of course.
And of course,
and he'll do great.
All those charges were completely false. You know, even though Fox paid $13 million over how many years, they actually re-up. Everyone's, you know, freaking out that O'Reilly gets something like $40 million after being fired.
Mm-hmm.
Well, his contract just got re-upped in the last 6 months. Fox knew damn well what they were buying.
Yeah.
So it's not, you know.
I don't mind Fox losing money. That's fine. You know, they can give it to all those lunatics as much as they want, but
no, because then they turn around and give it to the RNC to produce, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Han Solo in the House of Representatives videos, which did provide a wry smile for me. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
That's like, really? Okay.
Okay.
But yeah. So apparently, you know, treating women like your property and touching the boobies when you're not supposed to, you can't do that anymore.
Yeah,
really, since about the 60s. Really.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, maybe Don Draper could get away with an ass swat, but this day, she's likely to turn around and taekwondo your ass.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
Then sue you. And
yeah, exactly. and then take everything.
Yep.
And you know what? Rightfully so. You know, keep your hands off. Speaking of things I'd like to see, when we go see Roger Waters in July, you know, he has the pig.
Yeah.
That motors around the whole arena.
Yes.
And he always has little slogans written on the side of the pig.
Yes.
And they've been very colorful. What I would very much like to see when we go see Roger Waters, I want the pig to say,
medication time. Medication time.
Ran out of time. I will tell you all about it next week.
The Night Billy Names a Pod was conceived, written, and performed by Michael Reed and Dan Bauman. Babel Benny Hassan is the sound of splintering wood. Research, transportation, and exasperated looks by Courtney Loner. Technical assistance by Cubase, Pro Tools, Skynet, QLab, VThud, Big Brother, and Eddie, your shipboard computer. Financial consideration provided by the Wayne Foundation, Stark Industries, the Piranha Brothers, and Lex Blade. Legal counsel by the Office of Howard and Fine. Next week, more Batman and Star Wars. This political shit's getting heavy. Our intro music was written by Tim Akers. This podcast was sponsored by Deep Shag Records and it's a production of Audio Primate. Throw us a couple stars on iTunes, why don't you? Listen, watch on YouTube. Listen on SoundCloud. Stream us on Stitcher. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter or email us. comic@billionpod.com. Until this happens again, I'm Dan Bowden.
I'm Michael Reed.
LOC.
Audio Primate.